So this is Greer Ducky Garden. By the way, the hashtag is GreerDucky_GNGT. This is on the side of the front porch, and over here you can see that patio that we were at earlier. So these are mostly not natives, and I'm going to be actually replacing all my potted plants with natives, mostly Dudleas. Now this area here was really the last frontier, was the last spot that didn't have plants, and I scattered a bunch of wildflowers. Actually, the Clarkias are from previous scatterings, but this last year I scattered a bunch of wildflowers. The birds ate them all, and I scattered some more, and that's why they're kind of small. The ones in the middle here, they came up, they were planted really late. But the Clarkias have just been gorgeous. I think it's Clarkia ungulata. I'm not sure how to say that. That this one is, they're starting to fade, but boy, they still look good, don't they? And then the Farewell to Spring is just reaching its peak. Most of them are blooming now. I love all these Clarkias. I've got some natives in pots over here. Here I have a coyote bush in a pot. Sort of a new experiment for me. Some vegetables. Then more Clarkias here. And these are my latest thing, which I'm trying to learn about Dudleas, and I'm putting them in these pots. I have a bunch of labels, but I don't know what goes to what. So, and that's a desert willow. It's only a couple years old. It had beautiful blooms last year. There is a Dudley in here somewhere. See? Let me just move these pots around. Things got kind of, a little bit messed up. And this Louisia is blooming. Not sure which one this is. By the way, that's beautiful. I also planted a lot of those Persimmon mallows up on this sort of this little no man's land between the creek, you can call it that, the ditch, and my house. And boy, they've only been up there like four months. They're really doing great. And here's some more buckwheats, California buckwheat. They're just starting to bloom. These are like a year old. They're really doing fantastic. Oh my God, look at all these Clarkias. Isn't that beautiful? Okay. So this is just sort of the backyard, and over there is my working area. And I have a lot of more Dudleas to plant, which I got from a combination of East Bay Wilds and Summer Winds in Palo Alto. I'm pretty excited about these, but I have to move out some of my non-native succulents, give them away, and to plant these. All right, now we'll just go into the last section, which is the meadow. This area used to be a lot sunnier, but I put up this cover to hide the monster house they built behind me. That has made the artichokes unhappy. But these native plants actually get quite a bit of sun still, and these aren't very old. They're a couple years old. The holly leaf cherry, they're really starting to thrive. The Troyan. I think this is another mountain mahogany and another holly leaf cherry. So this is the meadow. Now, at the tour time, the Tanzania facility was absolutely gorgeous. It was everywhere. In fact, it took over the path, which I am in. Now it's finished. But other things are blooming. Particularly the Farewell to Spring. Lots of poppies still. Lots of the other Clarkia. The Seaside Daisy. It just blooms a lot. It seems to be in bloom pretty much all the time. Had some Globegilia. That seems to bloom all the time too. And this grass has worked out really well. This was a recommendation by Aggie, California Melic. I just think it's very, very pretty. It adds a lot of, what do you call it? Interest, structure to the garden. There's some hummingbird sage over there. Some irises here. They were all blooming during the tour. My red bed had a lot of flowers earlier. Looks like, oh, this. Someone told me this is the sign that I get a healthy garden. That's leafcutter bees eating it. So it looks tasty, huh? Look, it's eaten everywhere. As you can see, there's still a lot of bees here, and there's still some Tansy leaficelia, which the bumblebees love. There was a path here too, but you can see this was the path, but the Tansy leaficelia kind of took over everything, and I decided to, you know, go with nature. So I just used the middle path, this path here. This, of course, is a beautiful elderberry, blue elderberry. I did not plant this. I guess a bird planted it. It's only a few years old, and it's huge. It's already had to be cut back. In fact, I'm going to cut it back some more over here. It gets lots of flowers, as you can see. There's still some flowers, but there's going to be a lot of berries. It's interesting, though. I don't see that many pollinators or birds eating the berries, which I don't really understand that. I would have thought it'd be wildly popular. What is that in there? Look, can you see there's like little black things in there moving around? I don't know what that is. Never seen that. I don't know if you just can see that very well. Bugs are good though, right? Bugs are good. Most bugs. Some bugs. That's a bladder pot. This is another Cleveland sage. Pink flowering currant was beautiful early in the spring. This is non-natives, by the way. My friend has her non-natives in pots. Blue-eyed grass is still blooming. Woolly daisy, very blooming a lot. There's more of it over there. Here we are at the elderberry. Got some yarrow growing, a couple yarrow plants. This is something relatively new here, but this is yarrow, the island bush snapdragon. Looks like it's pretty happy. Like I said, there used to be a path here, but the wildflowers took over, and I'm cool with that. On the side, Fringe cups, Yerba Buena, so pretty, really nice ground cover, and snowberry, and alum root. And this is a non-native, but it smells really good. I like it. I forgot what it's called. So here we are. Oh, I forgot to say this is the wild animal area, and that's one of the wild animals. This is very important to they have their own space so they don't run through the garden and cause havoc. Oh, here's another one. This is one of my foster dogs. Oh, that's my dog Benny, the one with the cone. He's been chewing on his foot. Oh, Benny, Benny. This is another foster dog. Benny. They really enjoy the garden. That cedar may be a native. I have to look into that. And one of the experts on our tour told me that he thought that was the native cedar, but I haven't done any research yet. That was here before, and by the way, the reason it's so tilted is there used to be several, especially one huge Monterey pine back where the bladder pot is that had to be removed because it got bark beetle disease. That's a bottle brush. You know, it's not native, it was here from before, and boy, the hummingbirds love it. And during the tour, which was a few weeks ago, it was spectacular. That one and this one here. So that one isn't even in my yard. Well, I think it's time to stop. I don't know if anyone listened all the way to the end, but at least I have this to look at during the cold, dark winter months.